Yo, 2026 may actually be my last year here. I used to joke about that like all the time. And for the first time, I'm genuinely like working on a plan and acting on that plan to get my passport, get all my ID together while simultaneously saving money. And I just can't believe it's getting to this point, right? And I want to be clear, right? I want to be like this ain't like some kind of like rant, some rage post. Well, it might be a rant, okay? I ain't gonna lie, but this isn't like some kind of threat, right? It's a decision like I really thought very long about. I'm 24 years old. My whole life I spent here has been in America, right? And I don't hate this country. I really don't. I really don't. And I also don't think that like I'm not leaving because I feel like we're going to like be doomed, right? I also don't think that anywhere else is perfect. Different countries have their own problems and stuff like that. But I'm leaving because America taught me to dream. It taught me to believe in something bigger than myself. It taught me to go after my dreams and to really just like I believe that like no matter where you come from, you can create something for yourself if you work hard enough, right? And the America that I see today, the America that I'm living in, no longer aligns with the life that I want. It doesn't align with my dreams, my ambitions, and I don't think that America could give me what I need to make this stuff happen. And once you see that clearly, bro, staying becomes a choice at that point. Now, America will sell you the idea of freedom. Okay. I think America is simply a brand and they sell you freedom, right? But us as buyers, US citizens, we are the buyers. If we don't get what we bought, if we don't get what we paid for, that is literally the definition of a scam. In this moment of time, us as US citizens are being scammed, bro. ICE is literally killing people on the street, and I am seeing 1940s Germany all over again, right? And freedom without mobility is, like I said, it's a brand, it's branding. It's not like substance, right? You're not giving us what we paid for. Today, you can work harder than you ever have, right? You can do everything right, follow all the rules, go to school, make good grades, go to college, get a job if there's any more jobs available. And, you can go about it like that, right? But it's that's not working because even after doing all of that, you can still be one emergency away, one car accident, one health scare away from complete poverty and financial instability. And don't even get me started on housing, right? Housing is, I believe, to me, I don't know about y'all, but to me, housing is no longer a milestone. It's a lottery at this point. You are lucky if you're able to buy a house without getting into massive amounts of debt. Nobody wants to get into massive amounts of debt to begin with. And I don't see the point in buying a house here if I never really own it, if I still got to pay taxes on it, even after I pay it off. It makes no sense. At that point, I'll just freaking become a van life YouTuber, go buy a van, cold hard cash, and build everything in there. And I'll just go travel. That's, I mean, that's what I would do. I don't blame people for doing van life, but van life shouldn't be glorified either. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole topic for another time. Now, healthcare is that's like a negotiation at this point, man. And we our most valuable resource, which is our time, it gets traded for survival rather than progress, right? Because when you work a job, you are exchanging your time for money in the hopes that, hey, hopefully I could build something with this. But bro, people are out here working a job just to get enough money, just enough to pay their bills, m- get a little bit of groceries, and then they're right back at zero. A lot of people have not grown and made any progress in 2025, let alone these first 3 weeks of 2026. This is not about politics, guys. This is about systems. And when a system rewards burnout more than balance, dog, when a system rewards debt over growth and loyalty less than leverage, eventually, bro, you're gonna have to start asking yourself some hard questions, man. And one of those questions is, am I building a life here? Or am I just really good at managing my stress? Let's just keep it bug, right? Because I mean, like for man, for a long time, bro, I told myself that if I left, I was quitting. I was turning my back on my people, right? As a black man. And that if I just push harder, optimize better, manage my time, manage my money a lot better, sacrifice more, then things would finally work. I will finally get my big break. But wanting a different environment is not weakness. This is literally logical. This is a strategy. If you're not wanted here, if you're not wanted somewhere, logically you go somewhere else. That's that's the logical thing to do. You just don't sit there and suffer. And if there are other black Americans, black people in general that are thriving somewhere else, I want to be a part of it. I want to share my skills, share my experiences, and help my people out so we can all grow as a collective because when they win, I win. And I also like other countries, bro, they prioritize the quality of life, right? In ways American people, no, not American people, but America simply just don't, right? They measure success not by just, you know, your GDP, but by your health, your safety, your time off, and community stability, right? And they understand that like functional societies should reduce friction and not really glorify endurance. I don't know about you guys, but I want at the end of the day, bruh, regardless of my dreams and my goals as an individual, I want to live somewhere that treats rest as like fuel, something that we need to have rather than like having someone look at me resting and treat it like laziness or like I need to like be on go mode all the time. I want to be at a place where public infrastructure works quietly in the background, right? And I also want to be at a place where my value as a person isn't tied exclusively to what I produce. And at the end of the day, and this is the most important, right? I want to experience life outside of narrow cultural lenses, if that makes sense. Because I believe that America is loud, is intense, is competitive to the point of exhaustion. Because at this point, all I see out here, all I see when I go outside is just a giant competition to see who can be more exhausted than the other. Now, there is value in that, but at a cost. And I don't want to spend my best years. I'm 24 years old, guys. I'm very young. I'm just now getting started. I want to spend my best years. I don't want to spend my best years constantly bracing for impact. Okay. I don't want to normalize anxiety as an ambition. I don't want to grind 24/7. I don't want to wake up at 40 realizing that I stayed somewhere out of familiarity instead of alignment, right? I personally, guys, I don't want to feel regret. That is one thing I don't want to feel because I never hear people talk about, oh, I should have worked more, oh, I should have paid more money. They always talk about the places that they never go, the girl that they never asked out, and the people that they never met or, associated with, the languages that they never spoke, got to learn. So those are like life is about people, man. And leaving leaving doesn't mean that I'm like done with America forever, right? I believe in the America that America I believe in what America is supposed to stand for. And right now, the reality that we live in, the America that we're living in does not align with what I believe. Leaving, like I said, does not mean I'm done forever. I'm not leaving forever, right? Like I'm not going somewhere and be like, I'm not coming back, right? Like I got family here, what I'm saying? Christmas, blah blah blah, right? But I do believe that 2026 is a year of transition. 2026, we should all be, if you are serious about like leaving the country and potentially looking elsewhere, we need to be stacking up money, right? We need to be learning laws, what's going on in different countries that you're going to. We need to be having all of our documents ready and just, you know, just really it's it's time to, really commit to this. It's the beginning of January. We should really start committing, bro. Start now if you haven't already. It is time to prepare legally, financially, and mentally for what we're about to go through. And it's time to let go of the idea that staying is somehow more noble than choosing better for yourself. And if this makes you if this makes you uncomfortable, bro, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine because it once made me uncomfortable as well to believe that I can actually go somewhere else. It's a scary thing to think about, but it's also to me it's very exciting. And growth often looks like departure before it looks like arrival. That's what I always like to say. And for me, the next chapter doesn't start here. So, it's I'm definitely happy that I'm able to be aware of everything and to say that hey, enough is enough. I don't have kids. I don't have a girlfriend. There's nothing holding me back. It's time to do this, man. It's time to really do this. So if you're anyone that relates to what I'm saying, man, hit me up in the comments. I would love to get to know you guys. I would love to build a network of individuals, men and women that are really wanting to leave. They're really wanting to go look elsewhere because we're in this together, man. We're stronger as a collective. So love you guys. What time is it? Almost 5 o'clock. I think I'll take a shower, man. But anyways, peace out.